It's Wednesday, the 26th of June, 2024. Welcome to the Fast 5 Business News by Fear and Greed, where we give you the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Michael Thompson, and good morning, Sean Aylmer.
Good morning, Michael.
Sean, 5 stories in 5 minutes. Let's go. Story number 1, the ASX 200 had its best day in almost 6 weeks yesterday, with big jumps in energy stocks, the big miners, property groups and financials, including the big banks.
What was particularly notable yesterday was that tech stocks did worst of all. They have easily been the best sub-index of the market all year. By the close yesterday, the S&P ASX 200 was 1.4% higher to 7,839 points. Some big stocks did very well yesterday, some who haven't been doing so well. James Hardie's an example. It jumped 5%. Woodside and Santos, they both jumped on the back of higher oil prices. Mining giants BHP and Rio Tinto were also up 2%. Once again, though, it was the big banks helping the market most. Commonwealth Bank hit another all-time high of $128.68. It's now up 13% this year. National Australia Bank hit a new 9-year peak of $36.72 a share. It's up nearly 19% since January. While the past couple of sessions haven't been good for the tech stocks, there's still plenty of confidence in the local market, with growing expectations that interest rates will ultimately fall rather than rise.
Sean, just quickly, you mentioned the tech stocks there. The one we've been talking about for months internationally is chipmaker Nvidia. It's had a rough couple of days, hasn't it, with $430 billion in value lopped off over the past 3 sessions.
That's about 650 billion Aussie dollars, more than the combined value of BHP, Commonwealth Bank and CSL. That's just what Nvidia's lost. It's down 13% in the past 3 sessions. Now the number 3 company on Wall Street behind Microsoft and Apple. Mind you, its share price is still up 145% this year, so don't feel too sorry for them. Basically, there's just a bit of talk around that some of these AI-related companies like Nvidia are just getting a bit overvalued, a bit frothy, hence the sell-off.
Story number 2, Sean. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange is due back in Australia today after agreeing to plead guilty to a single criminal count of conspiring to obtain and disclose classified US national defense documents.
Overnight, Mr. Assange was on a flight to the Northern Mariana Islands, a US territory in the Western Pacific, where he's due to appear in the Saipan court. He's due to be sentenced to 62 months of time already served. Now, Saipan is the capital of the territory. The deal needs to be approved by the local judge. Assange left the UK after being bailed by the UK High Court. Back in 2010, WikiLeaks released hundreds of thousands of classified US military documents on Washington's wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, the largest security breaches of their kind in US military history. Initially, Assange was arrested over alleged sex crimes in Sweden, actually. Then in June 2012, he entered Ecuador's embassy in London. He was there for 7 years. In 2019, he was removed from the embassy, charged with skipping bail, ended up in Belmarsh prison, fighting extradition to the US. Lots of lobbying going on, including some by the Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. Anyway, he'll be back on home soil later today.
Story number 3, Qantas has fallen to its lowest ranking in more than a decade among global airlines, with Fiji Airways coming in top among the region's carriers.
The Skytrax Awards, which the industry benchmark, puts Qantas at 24 in the world, down from 17 last year. Rex came in at 50, Virgin Australia 54, Jetstar 75. The rankings consider comfort, cuisine, in-flight audio and video entertainment, service and the aircraft fleet. Now, Qantas has been struggling to recover from a pretty shocking 2023. It's pledged about $230 million to fix things. Obviously, still some way to go. Number 1 in the world, Qatar Airways beat Singapore Airlines, then Emirates, then ANA All Nippon, Cathay Pacific, Japan Airlines and Turkish Airlines. Good on Fiji Airways, best among the Asia Pacific airlines, came in at 14 and New Zealand was 22.
Story number 4, Sean. The federal government has dropped its ban on vapes and will only allow registered pharmacists to sell them.
Sounds a bit ironic to me that pharmacies sell vapes. So too, the Pharmacy Guild of Australia, who opposes the idea. Individual chemists can decide if they want to carry vapes. The notion is that pharmacies sell vapes to help people quit smoking rather than for recreational use. The original legislation was for people to only be able to get a vape via a doctor's prescription. Health Minister Mark Butler yesterday said pharmacists are already stocking vapes and the watering down of initial plans is a sensible balance between access and serious reform. He said chemists would have to be able to demonstrate that vapes sold comply with standards set by the Therapeutic Goods Administration.
Story number 5 for avocado lovers. This is a good news story, Sean. The avocado crop this financial year is up about 20% to a record 139,000 tonnes. That is a lot of avos. And the good news for growers is that increasing export demand will soak up some of that extra supply.
The Rabobank Global Avocado Update 2024 says the growth in production is driven by more than 1,500 hectares of avocado planting expected to reach maturity this year. There's another 4,000 hectares of orchards maturing in the next 5 years. While the local market is oversupplied, the export market at 13% of production is growing, according to Rabobank. Main destinations, Hong Kong, Singapore and Malaysia. Japan's growing also. Avocado is considered a powerhouse superfood. Lots of good stuff coming from avocados. Reported benefits around weight loss, heart illness, diabetes, gut health, brain function, eyesight, etc., etc. Go the Aussie Avo growers.
That is a good story all round, Sean. The top 5 business stories in 5 minutes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Michael.
It is Wednesday, the 26th of June, 2024. Remember to hit follow on the podcast. If 5 minutes isn't enough, you can find our longer daily show called Fear and Greed, wherever you listen to podcasts, or at fearandgreed.com.au, which is also where you can sign up for our free weekly newsletter. It comes out today. It comes out in a few hours' time, so jump onto that one right now so you don't miss out. I'm Michael Thompson, and that was the Fast 5 Business News by Fear and Greed. Have a great day.